What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fan to Train, episode 55. It's actually been over 2 weeks since I did a Fan to Train episode. You guys probably already know the reason why, big head. Last week with me and Vel anniversary, so I will focus on more of that than anything. So, yeah. Vel right here on her computer working on something.
Ow.
How did I?
No, I'm doing something.
But it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Also, there are a lot going on. Plus, maybe I'll see the thumbnail. That with the heritage, I caught same day I caught that form power catch. So yeah. Also, you might be seeing Vel with shorter hair really soon. Alright, look like Vel a little gassy too. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Some crazy stuff. And I mean, god damn, some stuff that is going on is crazy. And that I'm not going to lie about. The amount of crazy stuff that are happening right now is crazy. Also, I did want to bring it up. I could have Ralphie yesterday. I would have. It did that. I was extremely burnt out from work. Yeah, extreme burned out. The holidays are fully in, so prepare for me to fight for some energy. Whew. And I'm not even bluffing. The energy is something I'm going to have to watch out around because, oof, the amounts up that is going on, I'm going to be worn out like no tomorrow. But yeah, let's get some train memes in here real quick. And I hope you guys enjoy me catching that heritage over about 2 weeks ago now, ironically. But yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that a oof of a oof. So, yeah. It's crazy. Now, what random train means? Here one. Ah. But yeah, it's just been crazy when you think about it. I still have to like this scene, but I'll be honest, still funny. Funny.
Oh, yeah, I'm making fun of my best.
But, yeah.
I roasted my bestie 100%.
You gonna roast me on live stream, Valley Poo?
David loves to dance every time he got a M410.
I'll be honest, that is kind of true.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Sorry, guys. M410 was David's favorite train every freaking morning.
It, late morning, mid-afternoon train, Valley Poo.
Regardless.
Mm-hmm. Sometime even in the afternoon itself. You going about your the video you did on our anniversary, Valley 2?
I will try to catch up stuff, you know?
I know. Josh, I told Joshua, alright. I told Joshua that, and he was shocked that you have so much video that you have not uploaded. He told me, he said, damn, my battery is so backed up.
Oh, God. You want me to do that during my work? Just kidding. I think he roasted me in the best way.
He probably did, but going to get the Discord and see who we get on. But yeah, but I'll be on it. It was a tiring week. My God. This freaking energy induced it. Oof. If you tried your Royal fan, you'd be freaking tired with a hurt head. But yeah.
Excuse me.
Now with her gassiness. Look like we have a live stream tonight.
Going to dance or something? David is going to dance.
Nope.
Yes, we're gonna twerk. David is going to freaking dance, okay?
Let's see. That's the Philippines, if I'm right. Hey, Valibu, is it a Filipino train set from the Philippines?
No.
Alright, did make it so I will not see.
Sorry, I gotta do the last.
Okay, but invite break ride. See if he on. But we get that one right here. But it's crazy. Also, I'll bring up again the long hair. Me and Val are probably getting our haircuts this week. Don't know yet. Look like part my fan is not on. But probably we'll have our haircut this week, so yeah. Really crazy when you just think about it. But now that we get a little memes and stuff out of the way, let's get on to the serious stuff. Because we got a railroad strike coming up in about 2 weeks. So, yikes. So it's up and not so well right now. I'm not kidding. So, it's just crazy on what the heck is going on right now. Because, my God, some of the crazy stuff that is going on, it's just mind-boggling. And concerning. So, yeah. So, it's just crazy on what is going on. 1 minute, a little distracted, but I'm sorry about that guy. A little distracted. But I'll be honest, it's just crazy on what's been going on. If y'all know what I mean. Oh. But yeah.
Sorry, Day.
Oh, what? Are you memeing me?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you don't go on live stream chat and meme me. Like, literally, go on there and try to meme me, or I'm gonna meme you.
Day, I might have to get some of your footages from the last year wedding anniversary. Hope you don't mind about it.
I don't mind.
Alright, just making sure.
But, yeah. GXX is still trying to hire people. God damn. They've been trying to get rid of people. Now they're trying to hire people. Like, seriously, like, if you want to do good, stop trying to screw your workers.
Again, the dancers!
Bingo! So, yes, GXX is not doing so pretty right now.
What the hell? Not you.
Oh, and I'll be honest, I do.
I will have to use your footage just one time.
The reason why I'm just gonna bring it up, I do not like vegans if they force their belief and their expected over our people. Like, god dang, like, quit doing that.
Excuse me.
Awesome. But it's something I'll be on about. Stop trying to force your belief on our people. Am I right, Valley 2? Like, there's no excuse about it. Go and see how Ben is doing. Hey, Val, can you turn off the fan?
Yes, sir. So I was editing the last year and then the first year, then I'm gonna compile with the second one. Ooh, I said not really.
Check Tom. But it's just been a crazy time right now. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's been so busy. It's just crazy when you just think about it. For a freaking Sunday night, everybody seemed like they're busy. That, I'm not gonna lie, like, geez, come on. And the people who are not busy are the douchebags. Am I right, Belly Poo?
Huh?
The people who are not busy are the douchebags.
Oh, again, the dancers.
Not them. I'm talking about the ones who always try to invade and always try to screw up my live stream.
Mm-hmm.
The one that a-hole to Christopher. Them.
Mm-hmm. You little sweet guy.
But am I right? Let me check too. Let me check. But yeah. You know what? Let's get someone that we have not ever had on the series before. That is one of my, subscribers. AKA my friend Ray. 1 minute. Red X Skywalker Assassin. Let's bring him to the live stream. Ooh, God. Probably not live stream that they going on in the Waffle Zone. Val, do you got the invite?
No. I'm doing something real quick, man.
Oh, thanks, sir! I'm sorry, Valley Poo! Oh my God! You guys probably heard that right on the live stream. Oh my God. Oh, Brightline fan on. Let's go.
Sorry, dude. I'm just gonna.
Oh, come on. So you gotta wait on Brightline fan.
Sorry, Day. I'm gonna roast you.
You always do.
Nope. I'm gonna do half of your stuff. And I gotta credit you. Don't worry. Sorry, Day. And my video footages were not so complete.
They're PO89. Silver meteor. So not silver meteor, Palmetto.
PO89. I love PO89. I thought Silver Meteor will be back, bitches. Oopsie. Didn't mean to talk 30, but I love the Silver Meteor.
Look, like Dimitri is not doing a live stream tonight.
What?
Probably won't until tomorrow.
Does he want to dance like a game dancer? Oh, come on. Come on! Not you.
Sorry about the gassiness, Valley Poo.
Hey!
But yeah, what? Trying to get Brightline fan on.
I'm gonna roast my husband. And I'm gonna roast my husband and love all the trying. Sorry, Dick.
But yeah. Whew. I'll be on it is getting back into Fan Train after 2 weeks later. Kind of little, chill. But yeah. I look like you're not ready to come on yet.
Sorry about that. Dang it.
But give it about a few minutes and he'll probably call me. He always does.
That's what I hate about ads. They give me a heart attack. They're giving me an anxiety. Just kidding. No, I'm serious.
I know. What give people power?
Dimitri. Power to the people.
We're gonna. Now read it.
What gives people power? Money, status, mitochondria?
It's a Star Wars meme. A little Star Wars reference. Speaking of that, video that I'm going to bring up that Joshua did, not Joshua, but Demetria did actually.
Then gotta put your.
Shake my hand. Come on, boys. Won't you shake a poor sinner's hand? Yeah.
It's true, like, you know nothing good can happen when you see that. And that we're talking about Suburbia. I'm sorry, Papu. Oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gassing up a storm tonight. That is funny. Oh, let me. There y'all go. Look at that. that I'm not gonna lie, it's funny. Like, when you just think about it, it ridiculous and funny in reality.
Sorry, David.
They're working on our 1-year anniversary video on her YouTube channel, and then probably going to work on our 2-year anniversary video. So yeah. Oh, there we go.
Let's go auto train, bitches.
You hear the clock?
Yep.
It was making the little noises. Let's see. But yeah, it's been crazy, I'll be honest.
So me and you will have the POV, like point of view stuff. We gotta do like POV versions of our stuff.
I know.
To both of us, and then sorry, Day. I'm gonna have to do the half of yours.
Make sure you don't get that, mermaid in.
What? Mermaid.
Oh,
I'm on the boat. Take a good hard look at the.
Because the mermaid got a little bit of,
No, I didn't see it. There's no mermaid in my side. Guys, mine is gonna be like multi-dimension, like your view and then my view. I'm not like one-sided for right now.
I know. Well, I tried to get Ben on one more time and then tried to. Because I'll be honest, it's been one crazy week. Also, with that railroad track that is supposed to happen in 2 weeks from now, it's definitely going to hit the fan.
David. There's no mermaid.
That because, oh wait, never mind. I made sure I did not get it. I was trying to keep it out of the camera view.
Alright.
Because it did not,
You don't fucked up.
But you know how YouTube is. Even if it attacks you, they will still go dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
But yeah.
Shit. Not you. I was so pissed.
Oh my. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gassing up a storm tonight.
Do the thematic. Because your wife. Sorry, guys. I'm also gassy AF.
But yeah.
Sucks to be me.
Let's see Tom busy because it's a while since we had him on the show. Because it's up and getting crazy with Union Pacific and their hot water because they're trying to make people pay They're trying to limit loads on people for their freight. I do not think that's smart.
Sorry.
So, yeah. But Tup going crazy. It's a crazy right now with Tup. Oh, look like their wife tornado chase somewhere. They had a notification and popped up on my tablet. But it seemed like everybody damn busy tonight. If y'all know what I mean. 1 minute. But it's something that, just been crazy. But yeah. Give some people that challenge. Nick the Real fan. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, Piper. Oh, I'm gassy tonight. Seems like everybody busy. I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, for the night that everybody traveling back home anyway. So yeah. Let's see. You gotta just not answer. Oh, come on. Why? Let's see a Griffin on. Griffin. Let's see if our old. Oh. But yeah. But let's get to Union Pacific with their BS. Union Pacific is acting up in a way that I don't agree with. But yeah.
Sorry, baby one.
Come on.
Damn it.
Oops, sorry.
Damn it. I hope you can find that song.
Heck, even the usual on the TV are not on the live stream are busy. You know?
Uh-huh.
I'm probably trying to get it. Ooh. Later.
Try to make it shorter as possible. They might think, oh, Bell's been copying. Bell's been plagiarizing and whatever.
It's not because one, we are married to each other.
Mm-hmm. I try to cut stuff, so it's not gotta be too obvious.
I think I might have need a little adjustment on the eyeglasses again.
Shit. God dang it, I'm so pissed.
Look at. Tried to get one of the new guys on.
One of the sexy guys on.
Trying to get N107 or 107DL on. It seemed like everybody probably, didn't give travel home.
Mm-hmm.
It only about 3 days after Jane Given anyway.
Sorry, David.
Hey man, you doing good?
Yeah.
Dude, have you been keeping track of Union Pacific?
No.
Oh, dude, they're in hot water.
What happened?
Well, the NTSB is really getting ticked off at them because they're trying to limit on how much a customer can, put on a train.
Yeah.
That a bad move by Union Pacific. Am I right?
Wait, Union Pacific's trying to limit how much a customer can have on a train, or the NTSB's trying to regulate how much Union Pacific can haul?
Union Pacific.
Oh, okay.
And the customers are not happy. They're going to the NTSB to talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're about to see a crap storm happening between the Class 1 and the NTSB,
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before we see something like that. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
The company want to be all cheapskate, and we're now seeing what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, and be prepared around the 13th and 14th. Do you know the reason why?
What?
Be prepared for the 13th and 14th.
Why?
Well, you remember that railroad strike that was both happened about almost 2 months ago?
Hey, it's happening again.
Yep. Like, it's bad this time. They're saying
you finished.
they are saying there's no way this time it's going to be stopped.
No, I know. On good news, see Amtrak's bringing back the Adirondack only to Albany on either the 2nd or the 12th, I forgot, and they're bringing back 2 other trains on the Empire Corridor.
That actually is smart because they needed to do that. Meaning,
well, the biggest problem was later in the afternoon, 244 goes south from Albany, and then it's 2 hours, I think a little over 2 hours, until the next train southbound.
oof.
Because the Adirondack used to fill that gap, so now they're bringing it back. More people will probably ride Amtrak.
Mm-hmm. I was watching Alan Fisher video, and that was one of the corridors that he brought up that could be electrified,
It could be, but if I was Amtrak, I would only electrify it up to Albany, because if you pay in the ass, convince CSX to...
I know, and that's the part that part that Alan Fisher was talking about from New York all the way up to Albany. That what he was talking about.
In my opinion, 100% these would be the Hartford line because CT Rail also uses that and they have electrics, and it would. The Amtrak wouldn't have to do a locomotive change in New Haven, so it would smooth out operations. That would 100% be the best one to electrify right now.
I agree.
The Hartford line.
Dude, have you been keeping track of Maine, you know?
No.
Ooh! Railroads are booming up in Maine right now. Jesus Christ. It's crazy. I literally watched Penzi fan video talking about it, and good God. They already got about...
They're alright.
Well, they got about 2 Class 1s. They got 2 regionals.
What Class 1s do they have besides CSX? And that says brakes on Pan Am.
CP.
Oh, my bad.
Being that CP is doing their Christmas train up in Maine this year.
I saw that.
That is crazy. But you got 2 regional. You've been 3 at one of them with the Lac Méganic in Quebec, but that is now CP owned again.
Yeah.
And then you got a whole bunch of short line railroads, about 10 of them, 10 short line railroads for Maine. That's a lot, Like, with them having 2 regional, 10 short lines, actually not 10, it's 16 short lines, actually.
Yeah.
And the 2 Class 1s, Maine is doing pretty good for itself,
Yeah, not doing bad.
Heck, I would not mind moving up to Maine to catch some of the unique trains up there because they got them cool rail lines,
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Maine is underrated for trains, Let's be honest about that. What?
I haven't been doing too much rail fanning lately. This past weekend, I went to Princeton Junction on Friday. I got in the cellar there. That was cool. And then on, I think, Thursday morning, I went to Lansdale. I went to Lansdale SEPTA station. And they had a C39 there, and they had an XCSX ST60.
Oh, heck. Me and my wife, we just celebrated our 2-year anniversary 2 weeks ago. I did not did any rail fanning, and I did not did a fan to train live stream last week because I was planning for our anniversary, 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But I'll be on it. Week before that, I caught the Amtrak Pepsi can hair jet unit.
Yeah, I saw you post that.
On my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And right after that, about an hour to 2 hours later, we had on M400, we had a Chinichi and Lyman SW 15,000.
That's cool.
That right there was nice, having 2 rare catches in one day,
I haven't seen anything too unique. I missed Amtrak 662 and 606. Every time I went down, I would see like a one-off. So I would go see 662. I didn't see it, but I saw 661 every single time I went.
Oof, that crazy.
And then 606 just got its wrap off, so I'm probably not going to be seeing any of those anytime soon.
Damn.
I have really bad luck with special units.
Dude. Well, I got lucky in the heritage units last week. Or not last week, the week before last. But I still can't believe what happened at the Strasburg Railroad. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I was on the stream for a minute or two. The stream you did that.
Like, my God, that was crazy. There have been so many memes made out of that.
Yeah.
Like, the one where it looked like, from the Lionel train game from 20 years ago. You remember that? Like, I remember them had the little control and everything, and to look like it ran in it. And then after that, they said, "Now that a fender bender." Oh, sorry, Valley Poop. But it.
I just got the new English train sim route, the one with the yellow EMUs.
Nice. Hey, I need to
They're
ask.
kind of slow, but the route looks really nice.
All right, I want to bring it up. What American route do you think is going to come next for Train Simulator?
I don't usually like to use Reddit, but I like the train sim forum on there because I learn a lot of stuff. Me and this guy were discussing. We went through. I think it was 1 or 2 road maps ago, not the most recent one. And there said to be an American loco coming. I saw a route was going to be coming, but I saw a loco, so we did a deep dive. It's an AC traction, so we were discussing a little bit. We're pretty sure it's going to be the Acela, which would make complete sense. I would totally buy that.
It would,
But
and
the route, I would assume it would be either a CSX or NS route because they just did a BNSF one and they have 2 UP ones.
mm-hmm.
They could do Brightline, so FEC, that could be possible, although the problem with that is there's a lot of scenery to it, which I know how much they love being lazy about.
Oh, good God, I know. Now, here, Jane, I'm sorry, you could say what you were going to say.
I'm thinking it's either, it could very well be an NJT route, which would be very nice, maybe the Morrisville line, which isn't too much scenery. There's a lot of trees around it, and then there's buildings once in a while. That would be a good one for them to do. It would be easy for them to do, and I would like that because they definitely need an NJT route. They could do a Mark route. Well, they have the sand patch grade, so they could do like the Mark NEC. I really want them to do the Trenton to like New York City Northeast corridor, but that's like the hardest one to do.
Oh my God,
so
yeah.
I'm thinking it's either going to be like a short haul commuter route, like either New Jersey Transit or Mark, or it's going to be like a freight route like CSX or NS down in like Georgia or something. They haven't done anything down there. It's only northeast route west.
Well, heck, they have not done a regional railroad. They've done a regional railroad back from the 1970s with what
Which one?
the Crenchfield.
Oh, from what I've seen, they like to stick to more modern things. The Clinchfield and the Spirit of Steam are the only 2 like old-fashioned routes they've done.
I know, but hopefully,
most
you could say what you were going to say.
Most routes take place in like the late 2010s to like now.
You know, when I will be honest, I think they're going to release some of the old routes from Train Sim World 2.
I would love to see the Surfliner back. That was the first TS Classic route I've ever played.
I know.
So that one could honestly be possible too for the American. That one flew over my head. I didn't think about that. They could definitely do that.
Also, BNSF operate over that route too. You got freight too.
Yeah, so they could reuse the ES 44C4s and the SD40s.
But what sort line or regional railroad do you think that they should do that in the modern day? You know,
definitely FEC and Brightline. I would love to see New Jersey Transit. Like again, I would love to have the Trenton, New York, but one that would be insanely hard to do because the scenery is so hard. And there's a lot of different trains they would need to do to please everyone. Because like, let's say they did the ACS 64 and like an ALP 45, everyone would be pissed off. Oh, where's the ALP 46? Oh, where's the Acela?
Mm-hmm.
They probably wouldn't do that because it's so hard. They like to stick to more simple routes with less like rolling stock.
You know,
like the Boston section was the easiest because it's literally just MBTA and Amtrak, and they both have pretty like what's the word not interesting equipment sets. So like Amtrak only use the ACS and Amfleets.
You know they really forgot a couple of things. Like they forgot the Acela with that route. They also did.
So that's why I'm thinking they're going to do it for AC because it was passenger and AC. They could do the P32 or the Harlem line, which I would actually, in my opinion, for me, that would be better than the Acela, but I think everyone else would like the Acela more.
I know. Now, if I do think if they want to do the nice line, they should try some of the railroads up in Maine. Heck, that would be.
There's nothing really interesting up there. You could do the Downeaster route, which is nice, but besides that, most of it's just woods and local industries.
Hey, well, there are some people that like that. Like, literally, they're missing out on a part of the community that they could be working with too. You know.
Yeah. What do you think German or English route they're going to do? They have 2 English routes coming up and a German route coming up.
Now,
do you not know much about foreign stuff?
I know a bunch about foreign stuff. Heck, I know a bunch about Filipino railroad. Do you know railroad from the Philippines? Because my wife's Filipino.
Nice.
You know, half of their stuff was British or not British, but Spanish and American locomotives.
In Philippines?
Yes.
Most of Southeast Asia and Australia likes to use American stuff. Like, if you go to Australia, you're either going to see straight up imported, American diesels, or you're going to see similar ones. Like, they have,
I know.
Like an E8 with, 2 cabs, a cab on each end. It's crazy.
I know.
Sick of American stuff.
You know, Saudi Arabia and some countries in Africa buy U.S.-built locomotive, too. Heck, Brazil.
Yeah, Egypt got the Class 66. I think Saudi Arabia got an SD70 or something.
Mm-hmm. Heck,
America makes the best diesels, and everyone loves them. British get them. Even the Germans get them. Have some Class 66s. Everyone loves American diesels. Our problem is we don't make any electric stuff anymore.
I know. Heck, kicker is, and most people don't realize it, there are a couple of SW15000 kicking around in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, there's 2. They got one a long while ago, and then they just got another one recently.
I know, let's be on it. That would be nice for Train Sim World to do a route with that. That would be interesting, you know?
Well, yeah, they could be really lazy and just reskin the MP15, or they could actually do it. And then they have the Class 66, which they'll be lazy again and just throw SD40 trucks on there and call it a day.
I know.
What is that? The Class 58, the predecessor to the Class 66.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It's literally just an SD40 with a shell.
You know, funny thing is, if Brazil and Chile, they got a lot of U.S. built locomotives, like Brazil, Chile.
No, I know. Even the Brazilians, they still have SD80s. They got SD80 Aces, which is also some railroads in the U.S. order them.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let not forget that they literally modified their SD80 to run on narrow gauge.
That was wide gauge.
They
have SD70s on narrow gauge.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like crazy, you can see.
Yeah, the BB40 and the BB44.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie, that is crazy, you know?
I want to get that in there sometime and see them, but I don't know when I can do that.
And here, Jane, crazy about Brazil is the closest that you would get to an American railroad in a different country outside of North America.
Started their railroad with old UP Jeeps. I think Colombia has some stuff. Australia has very similar stuff, too.
I know. Now, Chile and there are a couple of areas on the other side of South America, like Chile, and I forgot the other country name, but they got a couple. They got the one railroad that uses freaking Das 8, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think a railroad in Venezuela or something, they ordered ES44s.
They did. That right. But it's crazy when you just think about it, you know? But, yeah. But, let's be honest. There are a lot of night railroad routes. Heck, there are a couple of routes that could be full-on railroads that they never thought about.
Well, they just like to stick to German, English, and American stuff because it's honestly easiest. Now they're doing Chinese stuff. You saw that other group started working with them, so they're gonna have Japanese and Chinese stuff soon, which will be very cool.
Oh, that would be heck. There was a railroad somewhere in the U.S. in the Midwest that a short line railroad that was very nice that they could do, you know? I can't remember its name on top of my head.
Yeah, but I think the community in general is just looking for, like... I mean, I love driving high-speed or regional or freight trains, like, not a lot of stops. But, like, and I feel like that's most of the community. Some people love commuter stuff, which they try to find routes, commuter and express stuff, so...
And then the group that get most elected in Train Sim World is the freaking local and short line group. Like, let's be honest, they get the most.
I got Cane Creek, and I did that whole route twice, which I don't know what the hell I was thinking even the first time. Never mind the second time. It's like 15 to 25 miles an hour the whole way, and I want to die every second of it. It is so boring. And I feel like a lot of other people, like I have discussed, they have the same opinion on that. They hate it. Like, they hate driving just at 10 miles an hour. It's terrible.
And here,
that's
Jane,
probably why they don't get the short lines a lot.
And Jane, Cane Creek, what a bad decision. Like, a lot of short line and, like, switching people. Cane Creek went the wrong way to go when it came to switching and short lines, you know?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful route. Like,
true. You know,
especially like the industrials on the south side of the map, that area is beautiful, but the driving aspect of it is terrible.
I know, like, let's be honest.
Same thing with the old NEC route. Like, it was a beautiful route, but it was terrible to drive. Like, you had to, you sped up to 90, and then you just had to slow down to 60, and then back to 90, and then back down to 40. It was terrible, and that was every second of the route you could just cruise.
I know, but it's crazy. But one of the things that I think they should, update is, the Pittsburgh line. The line that came out with Train Sim World 2.
You cut out?
Oh, I'm still here. You hear me? Yeah, I can hear you now. With Train Sim World 2.
Yeah.
With Train Sim World 2, I'll be honest. Some of the American route, they do need to bring into Train Sim World 3, do an overhaul. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the only one they did not bring over was the old NEC, which I love that route, but you're not missing too much. You still have a part of it with the Long Island Railroad.
I know.
The only thing you're really missing is Newark and the Hellgate Bridge.
Mm-hmm. Thing is, there are so many railroad routes that they could do. Heck, there are so many railroads, the Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Southern. That would be a night when, heck, the trains on that line hit 70, and that's a regional. The Wisconsin, the Wisconsin and Western, or not. Is that
the one with the SD90s or whatever?
It's the Wisconsin and Southern. My bad. The Wisconsin and Southern Railway.
I'm thinking Wisconsin Central or whatever it's called.
The one with the red locomotives with the.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
That railroad got freaking SD70s now.
I thought they were SD90s. All right, that's what I was thinking of.
And seeing it, they now got standard cabs on that railroad, and I was thinking about it. That would be a nice railroad to do, do a railroad from Wisconsin. Let's be honest. Doing a railroad from Wisconsin would be nice.
Yeah. Well, another thing with the TSWS, they like to keep the routes within an hour's time span, which is honestly perfect. The high-speed German route that came out with TSW3, I did a freight service the entire route. It took me 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just way too much time for sitting in one spot, especially since they don't have the safety feature anymore.
Well, I'll be honest. There are people out there that just would relax and switch. Heck, there are people literally working with Train Simulator, with a Z-Builder routes that Train Simulator could be coming in, Yeah. And doing literally, I'll be honest, the Wisconsin and Southern Railway would be great. You know, let not drop the ball here, but that would be a nice railroad to do. Like, and most people.
What route would you like to see like the most?
Well, there is one railroad that I would like to see the most. I can't remember the name on top of my head. But a railroad up in Massachusetts, you know?
Pan Am?
No, it a short line railroad.
Robinson Worcester?
No.
Hold on, I'm thinking of it.
They use bright red locomotives, and the whole route you can actually do because it's only about 27 miles. It's about 27 to 40 miles, you know, it's a short line railroad. It got 2 interchanges, one with CSX and another one was with Pan Am, but it now have 2 interchanges with CSX.
Well, they are CSX now.
But it's not the Grafton and Upton. You know the Grafton and Upton Railroad?
No.
Dude, the Grafton and Upton, you did look how crazy that railroad is. This railroad came out from an abandoned rail line and was completely rebuilt from the ground up.
Cool.
Like, literally, never seen something like that before, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it did bonkers. I found the name of the railroad. It began with a P.
Can't think of it.
But it's a short line railroad. It's very cool looking, and they got some unique locomotive for their short line. Like, I will send you the name right now. Like, I'm sending you the name. But this railroad is very sweet. They actually have a speed limit for a short line railroad about 40 miles per hour. Which is not bad for a short line, you know?
Yeah.
Heck, and the line only take about an hour to an hour and a half to go, and then you got a branch line, and you got so many customers, it actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, and I just sent you the name of the railroad. Like, do you see the link I just sent you? Or not link, but
I'll check in a second. I'm stopping at the station right now.
Alright. But this railroad, it up in Massachusetts, it's pretty good, you know? Heck, if you wanted to, it would.
Alright. Someone spotted the cow train. They was having the shop server that texted me.
Oh, that's cool. But
Do you want me to send it to you?
oh, you can.
Alright. My door's I got in like 3 minutes early.
Oops, someone will probably speed in. But
I usually try to get gold every time, so I'm really cautious of the speed limit. But these things take forever to accelerate.
But yeah, but look at the name of the railroad I sent you. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I got a really nice.
I'm listening.
There.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Crash. I wanted to show you this video I got on Friday. I got a really nice Horton show, Princeton Junction.
Oof. Dude, it always nice catching cool stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, it might sound crazy, but, you know, I think Caltrans might use it for some freight. It might sound crazy, but because Union Pacific, they don't own the Caltrans track. Caltrans owns it, but Union Pacific have track it rights. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
So if they want to give the middle finger to Union Pacific, like they could electrify all the way down where they interchange with the San Francisco Bay Railroad, and transition to make like a little rail yard to interchange and go electrification, and all the customer on the line they could actually electrify too.
Or it would be more annoying for Caltrain and probably cost more money to operate all of it, so they just leave it to Union Pacific.
I'm sorry, Vasu, but I'll be honest. Union Pacific, I've been talking to a friend who worked for Caltrans, and he said that Union Pacific is really grinding their gears.
What, Caltrans?
Yes.
What did Union Pacific do?
They caused the train to be about 4 hours late because they were not paying attention,
Oh my god, I remember this one day. This was like last year. CSX came down the Metro North Hudson line during the daytime, and they had practically that entire track out of service for like an hour waiting for the freight train to pass, and everything got like 2 hours late.
That
you imagine like Amtrak's like third busiest line and like one of the busiest commuter lines in the country using one track. So that's they like to run the freight trains at night so it doesn't clog anything up.
And I know, heck, and I need that line in. It's a single track main.
Which line?
The one that CSX called all the delays,
Oh no, it's double track. It's just the CSX train was taking up that one track for a few hours.
Like I'll be on it. Like the thing that I'll be on it about like if you're going to have freight train during the day, like triple track it, like have 3 train tracks.
No, but it's not usual to have freight trains in the day on my line. They usually come through at like 2 in the morning.
I know rail fans have to hate that when they want to catch freight because let's be honest.
Oh yeah, no, that was like one of the only times I caught it in the daytime. They'll run them in the day time down in the 4 track zone south of Croton. So it wasn't a problem once I got south of Croton, but north of Croton it was a huge problem.
I know a bunch of rail fans have to hate that because let's be honest, you do get sick and tired when you catch partner trains all the time.
Yeah, I just have to go across the river if I want to go see a passenger train.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of annoying because there's only like 2 good spots that are like easily accessible. I don't have to go through like a hike through the woods.
Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact you got the Hudson River. You got to factor that in,
Yeah, I got an ultra zoom camera lens, so I'll just chill out on the passenger side, take pictures of freight trains from on the other side.
Like, I know there are some areas that are nice rail fanning areas on the Hudson line, you know what I mean?
The closest, like, nice one is Chelsea. I mean, there's, like, a yacht club there, and there's, like, a really good view of the river. But, like, conveniently for me, there's a Metro North station, like, right nearby. So I can just walk down there and take some pictures and walk back home.
But let's be honest, that whole area is beautiful. Just watching the train come through the gorge,
Yeah.
Most people don't realize that, but that area is very mountainous.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say mountainous, but it's very hilly. Like, there's a lot of elevation changes.
I'm sorry about this.
Especially right where the Hudson River is, like, the mountains everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And most people take it for granted, but when you get into the center of New York State and up to eastern New York, it gets very mountainous up there,
Yeah, by the Finger Lakes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And there are some areas where your mountain get high enough where the trees cannot grow in some areas,
Oh No, they grow, but if there's a drought, they struggle the most.
I know. I'm talking about that one area in New York that it is vast wilderness.
Oh yeah, that's the Adirondacks.
Yeah, the Adirondack. That mountain range gets high enough where nothing grow on top of the mountain. You know.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, there's this. I have like a lake house up there. There's one spot. There's just no trees on top of the mountain. It's just like trees, and then it just stops at a line.
You got some area in Maine, New Haven, New Hampshire, or not New Haven, but New Hampshire and Maine that have that too.
Yeah.
Like the Cog Railroad up there in New Haven. Or yeah, New Haven. I was right. New Haven.
New Haven's a city in Connecticut.
Yeah. Home of the World War weather. But I know for a fact that some areas up there, heck, Maine is the area in the lower 48 that have tundra. Can you believe that? Maine of all places. You know, Maine is the last place in the lower 48 that have tundra. And that crazy, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. My Discord keeps, pooping itself. I don't know what the hell it's doing.
That happens, but...
Yeah, hold on, let me... Oh, I'm not in the app? Is it on? So, yeah, something.
Sometime when you're not in the app, it will crash sometimes. I learned that.
Yeah, that's the app.
Mm-hmm. But it crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It crazy. You know what I'm saying about that?
I'm sorry, this road is beautiful. I'm in this town area and there's this canal next
mm-hmm. So
to the station. So they actually tried on this one for once, even though they didn't really try. It was the story was this woman was going around for several months getting sound clips and pictures and stuff so they can make it easily. Which is what they should do on every route, but they don't.
mm-hmm. Alright, I want to bring up what train sim route you think they will never do. What route?
You there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Something they'll never do.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tough question.
It would have to be something with a very vast amount of trains, different types of trains, very detailed and different scenery all around the map, and a railroad that they would never get copyrights. You have to mash into one thing, and that would.
I know.
Perfect route. Think about that one.
Well, we had the problem with the Chicago line. You know the racetrack that one time back in Train Sim World Classic. That'll probably.
Amtrak is very annoying with copyrights.
Mm-hmm. I have
they're one of the worst, so that's why Amtrak routes probably aren't too common.
True. Brightline will probably.
But also.
Brightline will probably be the easier to get, but I'll be honest. I think it would have to be the not Caltrans, but the commuter line in Los Angeles.
That one wouldn't probably be too bad. I'm trying to think, I'm just trying to think of a really difficult one they probably could not do, because it's it would probably be something foreign, maybe there's something in Japan, the scenery is super I can't think of it right now.
Mm.
But they haven't done anything Asian routes yet. I would love to see a Shinkansen or something.
I know, but I'll be honest, there are a couple lines that I think they would not be able to do, and most people don't think about that, because you got to think about the difficulty and the area some of them are in,
Yeah. Or routes that have a very far distance from like station to station or like yard to yard or something. Like there's no stops in between.
Mm-hmm. And it did crazy, you know? Now, there is a nice railroad here in South Carolina that no one have not done before, but it will be extremely nice to do. It's called the Lancaster and Chester Railroad. It's a nice railroad here in South Carolina. Then you got another railroad in North Carolina called the Yucca Valley Railroad, you know? And both of them are owned by the same railroad company. Not R.J. Corman, not Genesee and Wyoming, but it's the Louisiana Railroad, you know? But thing is that they have the night blue locomotive. They got C40-8. They got Max. They got high hoods at these 9 high hoods. You know?
I think
they got
Train Symbol tries to avoid locomotives they can't use on other routes. Like the ES40, the ES44 C4 was literally a reskin. Or like they obviously it was easy because they just took the NS model and just modified it a bit.
I know.
They try to do that type of stuff.
Now here, Gene, the Lancaster and Chester got a lot of unique locomotive and locomotive that Train World have not seen yet. Yeah, I'm still here. The Lancaster and Chester Railroad got a lot of locomotive that Train Sim World have not did yet, and they got a good amount that can be reskinned. They also got freaking FD9s, you know the high hood variants. We got high hood variant. They got tunnel motors, you know, and there are no tunnel motors in Train Sim World yet, you know.
No.
And this a regional railroad that interchanged with CSX in Norfolk Southern. This would be a nice railroad that would be a complement, you know? And the speed limit on this railroad from where it terminates at into where it interchanges it about freaking 50 mile per hour. 50 to 60 mile per hour, and it a 90-mile route.
Yeah, that's
not
90 miles. People, they probably wouldn't want to do 90 miles of lower speed stuff.
Well,
what is Cajon Pass? That's like 90, but it's like upwards. It's like 50 to 60 the whole time.
Yeah, that same with this railroad. This railroad, it's same, and it gets about from the beginning to the end of the line. It get about 12 to 15 trains. So it's a busy line for a regional, you know. It's not a short line railroad because it get a lot of trains on the rail line, and the speed limit is not in the 20. It actually in the 50s. And the interesting thing that makes it even more unique is dark signal territory. You know what dark signal territory is? Hey, you still there?
No. Oh, it signals.
All right, dark signal territory where they don't use signals, but they use a time board. But this railroad, they operate trains on dark signal territory up to 50 to 60 mile per hour.
Yeah, as long as there's no other trains on line, it's probably fine.
It is, and thing is, you got 4 mainline trains. You got freaking locals, you know. You got a lot of locals on the railroad and a lot of mainline trains. You know what I'm saying? Would make it interesting, you know. Did it a perfect railroad to do, you know?
Yeah.
And no one don't realize that. But I would
again. I just think they just try to stick with bigger railroads that people know and they like.
Hey, well, the Lancaster is very famous down here in the South.
Yeah, but like someone from like Germany probably wouldn't know that. Like if you're from Germany and you're a train fan, you probably know what Amtrak is. You probably know CSX.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I actually had a guy from Germany, and then another guy from the United Kingdom that came to South Carolina did do railfan the Lancaster and Chester. It actually is a famous railroad, very unique.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's pretty interesting. Their locomotives are full blue and white. Then, with their acquisition of being bought by not Genesee and Wyoming, by the Mobile and Gulf or the Louisiana Railroad, and now that they got black locomotives too, It's pretty interesting concept, and it would work very well. Heck, in one of the areas it go by have a freaking gold mine,
Cool.
Here, Zane, we actually have some gold mines here in South Carolina,
Yeah.
Most people never knows it, but there are actually areas in South Carolina that you can actually mine for gold. And that's something.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that. But you're probably still playing your game, so I should probably let you get going. Am I right?
I mean, I got nothing to do, but if you
Yeah.
want me to, I can.
I don't have nothing to do either, so we can keep on talking,
All right. Change the subject a little bit.
But yeah. So what do you think of the new Avatar movie coming in a couple of months, or about a couple of weeks?
I've never watched an Avatar movie.
I'm talking about, you remember the movie that came out in 2009? Its sequel that is coming out in a couple of weeks, The Way of the Water?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Dude, if you're going to watch the new one, watch the one before it, because that movie is good. Like,
All right, I'll watch it.
It's pretty entertaining, but yeah.
Did you see the TGV? The new TGV went to Czech Republic to test.
Oh, I know. That crazy.
Just like how Amtrak just got the power car for the Valley of Liberty just straight off the shelf.
Yeah, like literally, they could have made it easier. Am I right?
Well, no, it was cheaper just to buy the existing one that was being developed for the TGVs.
Like, heck, are you looking forward to the new Amtrak Avail Liberty when they start operating next year?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the old ones, but I'm kind of excited for the new ones as well.
Dude, one got to end up in preservation. One have to, because
No, well, I think Illinois Rail Museum might get one since they have electrification.
true. Heck,
The only problem with that would be they have so many trains that they can't take care of them all.
I know. But there'll be something historic, like, heck, even the Smithsonian American History Museum will probably take one,
Probably. It is a very famous train.
Yeah, and a changing point in the U.S. land market.
Yeah.
Heck, we can expect a Brightline set in the next 20 years ending up in the museum for its landmark Mark II, am I right?
Probably. Maybe a little more than 20 years, because those train sets are going to have a pretty long lifespan.
Oh, tell me about it. Heck, they'll probably not get retired until the 2050s,
Probably.
Probably won't get retired for about 30 years, maybe even 40,
I don't think the Chargers are that well built because they have a lot of reliability issues. At least from what I've seen, like a lot of the Amtrak ones are failing on long distance runs.
Oh, the new ones?
Yeah.
The one that they just started pumping out?
Yeah.
They'll probably get the bug figured out by the end of the year, They usually do with new Amtrak motives,
I hope so.
Because, let's be honest, those new locomotives, they do look cool and nice.
Yeah, I've gotten used to them. I thought they were really ugly at first, especially the SC-44s, but they refined it a little bit, so nicer.
I know, like, heck, they already got a Heritage unit in one. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
The phase...
probably do more as it goes along when they start retiring the P-42s.
Yeah, because that team, we're going to need to start catching the P-42s before they start going like the Dodo. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to be sad when those suckers go. You know?
No, but I know like every rail museum ever is going to try to get their hands on one.
I know, because they were a landmark locomotive for our rail systems. It like the FP42, you know? Particularly.
The what?
Or, you know, Amtrak previous locomotive.
Yeah, the F40.
Yeah. You like the previous one. Like, you remember back in the early 2000s, a lot of, you know, regional and museums started buying them when Amtrak started retiring them, you know?
Yeah, and even commuter railroads got their hands on them, which CT Rail already got a bunch of the old P40s, the original ones.
Mm-hmm. You know, the Music City Railroad in Tennessee got a crap load of them too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking at the commuter rail in Tennessee, you know, Music City. It's pretty interesting, you know?
Yeah, I'd say it's honestly more of a tourist railroad than a commuter railroad
What?
because they only have like one line?
They got one line, but it goes through some heavily populated areas, you know?
Yeah.
But they're planning to expand out. Like, they're planning to expand the line.
Mm-hmm.
Their plans are to expand the line and try to rebuild some of the old abandoned sections. But, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be nice. I wish Caltrain would get another line, but then again, East Commuter is practically the same thing. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
And then you have the Amtrak service, so that area is already heavily served by rail. So Caltrain really does not need another line.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I did realize another railroad that they could do. You know the Roadrunner in Arizona?
Oh, yeah, I was on the Southwest Chief earlier this year. I did the whole route on the Amtrak.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. The Roadrunner route that would be damn nice because you got Amtrak, you got freaking Roadrunner, BNSF.
Well, they would do it, which would be nice, but they literally did Cajon Pass, which is on the same exact Amtrak route.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would hold on off. That would be a nice route, but they would probably hold off on that for a bit.
It would be nice, you know? Heck. Even freaking, you know, like not the Cajon Pass, because that route don't even go through the Cajon Pass, am I right?
What?
I'm talking about the Roadrunner in Arizona.
It doesn't go through Cajon Pass, but like I thought they were gonna do like the marked route that the Capital Limited takes now is like what they just did sand patch grade, so
I know, like they really missed out on adding Amtrak to that route because that would have been
well, yeah, remember that one stream that you, me, Brittla, and the other guy were on? I was looked it up. There was like 8 routes that they could put Amtrak on.
I know, like heck, 8 routes in Train Sim World, and they did, you know, keep on shooting themselves in the foot. Am I right?
Yeah, even the Canadian route, they'll have an Amtrak train.
I know, and
CN1.
the Canadian route would, like, I'll be on it. The Oakville sub is underrated. No, they
literally just need commuter service and Amtrak, and that could easily be one of the best routes in the game.
I know, like, god damn, they need to bring that route back. Bring it back when they add
They have it.
Hmm?
They have it. I actually got it after the stream you told me about it because I wanted to get it.
Mm-hmm. And did you added the freaking, you know, Caltrans sets to it? Because people are outly...
the baby bullets already in the game. Yeah, that would not be hard at all.
Heck, people are already doing it. Like, people are outly repainting the baby bullet set into Go Transit paint scheme.
Yeah, I got that off at the Creators Club, and then I actually did the route with EMP 36.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good, and you know, add Amtrak and Via Rail.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking Amtrak because they already have Amfleets in the game. That'd be easy.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Yeah, they definitely do a Via route.
Like Via Rail would, let's be honest, I do feel bad for what's going on with Via Rail right now. The Canadian government is trying to sap them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard?
Well, yeah, weren't they supposed to have that, like, all new passenger route? It was, like, semi-high speed or whatever, then the government shut it down.
Yep, because now they're trying to create a new privatized rail system to replace Via Rail, and saying the new privatized rail system only going to be in the area of, Toronto, you know? So,
yeah, Toronto and Montreal.
So they're saying middle finger to everybody else like this, saying fuck y'all, and they're screwing everybody out of a pattern rail except for themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That saying, like, their president is a greedy bastard, you know?
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if someone who worked for Via Rail would find him and put a bullet in his head. I would not be surprised at it, you know? Because a lot of people in the railroad community do not like him.
Well, no, I don't think people in general like him.
Because, let's be honest, he was one of the reasons why that one railroad died out.
Which one?
You remember that short line right there near Toronto? I can't remember the name of it. That they just shut it down to a year, and they already tore up the track, and it already a trail, you know?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but you know, they were after trying to kill that railroad off, and they finally got their way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just hate people who keep on doing that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, like, stop trying to kill something off that is very useful for people. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now, see, people are going to start struggling, realizing that they could have used it line for commuter rail. They shot themselves in the foot. You know, this thing that I laugh my behind off. I laugh it off when people abandon a rail line, tore up the tracks, and then about 5 years later they said, "Oh, we have so much bad traffic. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" Am I right?
Yeah.
It's just so fucking hilarious that they shoot themselves in the foot, and then a couple years later, when traffic gets bad, they have so many trucks on the road, so many people, and they used to have a train track that used to go to the area that would have been good for commuter rail. They shoot themselves in the foot. Ain't that funny?
I noticed today when I was on the highway, the biggest problem with traffic is honestly just bad drivers.
I know. And not
drivers are just on the road are terrible.
True.
And that's why traffic's so bad, because they drive like crap, they get in an accident, and then boom, there's a bunch of traffic because you had an accident.
And here, Jane, not everybody wants to drive. Am I right?
Yeah.
Like, no, not everybody wants to drive. Like, heck, some people just want to grab a bus or a train and go to their destination in relaxation and not have be on nerve from driving. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, driving's fun, but like, you know, I would prefer taking the train over driving for like 3 hours.
But like, what? You want not just bikes?
Yeah, sometimes.
Dude, he really brought up them damn good point of how bad we are killing our country off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Our country is dying because we rather build for the car instead of people.
Yeah.
And saying it is that our cities have never been built for the car. They were built for people. We bulldozed it.
You're on the East Coast. Most cities are built for people, but you go to the West Coast and they're mostly built for cars.
The only reason saying is that the East Coast cities are slowly losing our battle with trying to stop car infrastructure from suburbanites. You know? And saying is that, like, literally, suburbia actually a big scam. Even not just bikes actually brought this up. Gene, it's that there's so much that proof that suburban development are just a vaporware that is just killing off our city. It did depression, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not to bite that we did it. Heck, there even a thing called Strongtown in MV3 that talks about this stuff. Like, I follow the groups and they do so much and show how bad our country really is when it come to infrastructure and building stuff, you know?
Mm.
We're really shooting ourselves in the foot. And the thing is, we keep on building single-family use homes everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like, good God, like, stop with the single-family use home. We have enough of them already. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
We have enough single-family use home. Am I right, man?
Yeah.
Like, start building multi-use development for freak's sake. Am I right?
Yes.
And funny thing is, it's illegal to build multi-use development because we make it so hard, you know? It's depression, you know? But yeah, but I'm probably going to try to get, Brightline on here and talk to him for a bit.
Well, you should get him on. We can talk about Brightline.
Oh yeah, let me go to the group and, or we can invite him right here anyway.
Yeah, we'll talk about Brightline.
Mm-hmm. Heck, he was out trying to call me earlier when, when me and you were talking about, Train Sim World.
Does he play it?
No. Oh, what?
It is kind of expensive. I wish the DLCs were a little bit cheaper. Like, this one was on sale, but it's $40.
Dude.
I got it for $35.
Hey, American Truck Simulator?
Yeah.
Dude. Now that Texas DLC out, they're out,
I don't play it.
And the next DLC have been confirmed to be... Alright, come on, Brightline fan, come on, up! Sorry, Papu. But, let's be honest. After the Texas DLC, I kind of figured that they were going to go up north again with Kansas, not Kansas, but Oklahoma, which I was right about. But the DLC that I think is going to be next after Kansas is probably Arkansas, you know? But, yeah. What? I need to join him. Join the call. Mm-hmm. But it's crazy, you know what I mean? Uh-oh. Hey, you still there? Oh God, here we go again. Oh, brother. All right, come on. No. Hey, man, you there? You in? 1 minute there, buddy.
I overshot the station because the brakes won't work because it's snowing.
Ah, damn. Brightline will probably be in a few minutes. I sent him the invite. Up there he is. Hey, Brightline. Up here now.
I backed up to the station and I got it on time. It's kind of funny.
Oof, that crazy. Hey, Brightline fan, you doing good, bud? Oop,
He's muted.
Oh. Alright, Brightline fan.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Brightline fan, I need how do you feel about that? We're did close to Brightline open it Palm Beach to Orlando section.
I haven't checked that yet. I haven't been keeping up with Brightline because the Roman Rail fan hasn't posted any videos recently.
Well, I know they're 95% complete. You know? Oh. Hey, Brightline, is that your family in the background? But Brightline is about 95% complete.
Yeah, I think optimistically it'll be done like maybe May of next year. I don't know why they said Christmas. I don't think they're that close to being completed.
They actually are. They went ahead of schedule, you know?
Yeah, but have they been like laying like track down between Cocoa and Orlando?
Yes. We got the section from Cocoa to the International Airport completed.
Oh yeah, that's where it ends, is the National Airport.
Give it about 3 weeks and they'll be touching trains, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll probably be seeing trains being tested along the extension, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's probably going to take a little while.
But I'm looking forward to it because I'm not trying to be skeptical or anything, but the airlines are outly freaking out right now. Like, they're literally freaking out. They're trying to put a tax in that will, make people pay a fee from transferring to plane to train. What Demetrius said was right. He called it out. He said that they were going to pull something like this, make it hard for commuter rail. Or not commuter rail, but for a passenger rail. He was right. He called it out about almost 5-8 years ago, that the airlines were going to play sneaky, and make it hard.
Yeah.
The reason why I will never support airlines because they're crooked.
Well, it's like every corporation ever.
True. Like, let's not forget that Union Pacific is doing that right now.
Yeah.
Am I right?
They're screwing their own employees.
And now they're probably going to be another railroad strike coming up in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're already talking about it on the news again.
Yeah.
Why can't the government crack down on the Class 1 and saying, if you don't treat your worker properly, if you don't stop trying to max limit people freight, we will crack down on you, Why can't the government do that? Even Alan Pfister even called it out, saying that we need to start cracking down on the Class 1s, They are too big for their britches. Am I right?
Yes.
Did what happened when we let, them go unregulated? Like, I do understand we don't need a regulate the railroad too much like the Interstate Commerce did, because good Lord, I don't agree with what the Interstate Commerce did. But we don't need to make it where, they do shit like this,
Yeah.
And the thing is that the people who are suffering are people on Amtrak because of the longer trains. Also,
and also if the strike happens, Amtrak can't even run their trains. Like, remember they stopped all services except for like local stuff, like the Northeast Corridor, the Empire Service, the Hartford line, because they couldn't run long distance trains.
I know, and let not forget that with Union Pacific trying to put a limit on how much customers can carry on a freight train, that I don't agree with. The SCB needed to step in and tell Union Pacific, And to get it bad, like we're pushing stuff way too hard. Am I right?
Yeah.
Union Pacific is too big for their britches. And I really do mean it. Like, am I right?
Yeah.
And we're letting them get away with too much stuff. Heck, we're letting all the Class 1s get away. Am I right, Brightline? Oh, he's still muted.
I don't think he's there. I think he's doing so.
Yeah, I think it's because of his family, Family there in his home, not home country, but country he's living in right now.
Where is he living?
He living in Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm. Brightline, do you agree with me that we need to crack down on the Class 1s?
Yes, yes. We actually have to crack down on the Class 1 railroads. The big ones, I could actually call them.
Mm-hmm. And Jane,
should I call them the Big 4 or the Big 5 railroads?
Technically, it's going to be the Big 5 because KCS and CN are, merging. Let not outly CP, I meant. KCS and CP are merging,
CN and CP, the Canadian railroads.
Mm-hmm. And this I'm going to bring up. I watched an Alan Fisher video from a couple of weeks ago on how we can fix this. And he right. If we want to, make the railroad work for their money, we got to start, cracking down on them, threatening them with nationalization,
Yes, I actually understand, though.
Because
about that, there's a lot of things going on here in the DR. The United States actually called us, let's say, a not very nice term to us. Oh, wait, you're in the Dominican Republic? Yes, exactly. With its border policy.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Well, the UN actually wanted to establish a refugee camp in, let's say, in the Dominican Republic, but the people here in the Dominican Republic are actually not okay with it. No, so that is why they're.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were trying to block Central Romana Corporation, which is basically part of the lobby that's actually part of America's investments here in the DR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually a sugarcane. Let's say a sugarcane
field company that do sugarcane.
Yeah, they actually produce sugar. So
Mm-hmm.
due to that, due to
But it's crazy. Am I right, y'all?
It is. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Due to Haitian, let's say, to Dominican border policy, the United States has been calling this country racist. Ironic.
Oh my!
I mean,
Really? Wow. All right. I'm not trying to hate on our government, but Jesus, our government is that is hysterical on what our government is saying. Am I right, Brightline?
Yes, exactly.
Like, I had to bust out laughing for that. Like, that's something I had to bust out laughing for. Because let's be honest, that is stupid,
Yes, exactly. We've seen the Border Patrol doing, let's say, Border Patrol doing good things in the United States-Mexico border, but they have to do their own stuff over there in the United States. They have a weak border over there, just like what Donald Trump says.
But yeah, but I'll be honest. Stuff that is going on is just crazy. Am I right?
Yes. Their border patrol policy is much more weaker than ours. Like, ours is actually much more competent. The Dominican border policy is much more humane than the United States border policy, and much more strong.
We just send ours to practically prisons and then send them back.
Like, what we need to do is start educating them. Like, bring them in, educate them, and, if they are willing to, we'll pay them to go back and try to make everything better over there. And
Mexico needs to get involved and stop the cartels. That's why people are coming here, because of the cartel.
I know, and heck, let's be honest, the cartel, they got freaking tanks,
No, they could practically take over Mexico if they wanted to. They're probably more powerful than the Mexican military.
And that freaking that's scary.
Not only that, the cartel runs through Haiti as well. So just to make sure there are some cartels here as well.
Oh yes, that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Like, literally, I see a photo of narco tanks.
Yeah, narco subs and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Latin America has to get its shit together.
I know. And not a problem,
Yeah, let's get that out of the way, since, border politics.
Yeah, agreed.
I think, in my opinion, the United States has to center at home. Let's say, concentrate at home necessities. Concentrate at home and never think of abroad, please.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we construct Haiti's infrastructure? The Haitian government is actually doing nothing right now, and they don't have money to rebuild.
Exactly.
And
And Jane is like, why don't we just go over there and build, because it'll be beneficial to both countries,
Well, no, Haiti's so fucked up as a country, and so that would be very hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why I would understand if you were in the Dominican Republic, you would definitely not want to have an open border with Haiti, because it's so fucked up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Neither the Haitians aren't with it either.
Yeah.
We intervene with them. A lot of history we shared with them. That the Dominican Republic has been occupied by the Haitian government for 22 years, from 1821 all the way down to 1844 during its independence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And let not forget that your two countries went to war one point from back in the day.
Yeah, we went to war.
Like most people don't realize it, but Hades and the Democratic Republic we went to war sometime in the between the 60s and 70s at one point.
That was in the 19th century.
Or 19th century, to be more exact.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I remember that. So I don't think that that hatred is still running today. Let's say that my kind of thinking is still going on today, because we don't want to we don't want Haiti to come here in the Dominican Republic. Neither the Haitians want to become part of the Dominican Republic either. So it's going to be a tough task.
I know, and that's some of that.
That's a huge problem.
People don't realize that it's just crazy that with the hate that go on in some places,
Exactly. By the way, we are not racist. The only country ever opened its arms to Haiti is the Dominican Republic. No one else. No one actually helped them. No one else.
And that's true.
No one would really see it beneficial to them other from the Dominican Republic because you guys are literally neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly.
And say
Like,
it.
by the way, they don't concern us, so why would the U.S. help them? That's the logic.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard some plans that they're trying to intervene in Haiti.
Mm-hmm. And let not forget that Haiti did. Let not forget that Haiti did backstab the Dominican Republic that time. Am I right? Like, they did backstab them. Am I right about that?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. By the way, we've had problems with them since 16 years ago as well. We had some tensions rising from 2000s all the way up to the 2010s.
I know for a fact there have been a couple times in the 2010 that y'all almost gone to war with them. Like,
yeah.
Like, it was so close to having a war in the Dominican Republic and Hades. It was that crazy, you know?
Yeah, Haiti, and let's not get this one. Haiti and the Dominican Republic are close allies to the United States.
Well, let not forget that Haiti is starting to make deals with China, so we got to be watching that.
They are?
Yes.
You think so? Because they've sided with Taiwan for now.
True,
They're
but
still with Taiwan.
But the only thing that will change that mind is China, start building their infrastructure for them,
Well, China does that with a lot of Eastern European countries, and then it's like, you guys owe us debt now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, we already been owned by China. The Dominican Republic has been owned by China. They had built an embassy there, and the United States does not like it. Senator Marco Rubio was like shocked.
Heck, let not forget that the one in Canada too.
Oh no!
Oh, China built an embassy in Canada?
Yep.
That's actually ballsy.
I know, and heck, all it will take for China to retaliate against that. To imagine if a war in to cheat in Taiwan happened. To imagine that.
Yeah.
If the war in Taiwan does happen, China, all they have to do is to screw us.
David.
Yes.
What they do have is Chinese spies watching us. Not gonna lie. They have Chinese spies watching us right now.
True. That is true.
The United States is getting it kicked right now. So.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well.
All right. Changing the topic. I've been watching Brightline's test runs, but not much about the Orlando segment.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I haven't seen a lot on that.
Well, what I heard is that Brightline is 95% complete with their extension, with it bunkers. But they already got
to that the date of the opening date is getting even closer by now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still skeptical they're going to be done by the end of December.
Who knows?
Hey, well,
maybe they might be on schedule.
They're probably ahead of schedule. Heck, the only thing that would probably delay them was Hurricane Ian, because that thing was a freaking monster.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
We're 3 days away from the finale of the hurricane season. 3 days away.
I know, and here's the crazy thing. About 2 weeks ago, they finally admitted and saying Hurricane Ian was a Category 5. They
Well,
There's another one
they
that
have to calculate the damage before they could, which takes a while before they could actually say what it was. I watched a whole video on it.
Like, let's not forget that would happen with Hurricane Michael back in 2018. You remember when that hit Panama City, Florida? They said that thing was a Category 4 when it hit Florida, but about 5 to 6 months later into the new year, they said, yeah, it was a Category 5, you know?
Well, yeah, because in all that time they were calculating damages and gathering information from people.
I say, Dave, now that they admitted that it was a straight up Category 5, that is the second Category 5 that hit the U.S. in 4 years, you know?
Mhm.
And that is startling when you just think about it, because the last hurricane before Michael happened in 1992. That was a Category 5.
excuse me, David, have you heard of Hurricane David?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the worst hurricanes that the Dominican Republic has ever experienced, along with Hurricane Sandy and Irene.
You know, Hurricane Sandy really fucked up New York. Let's be honest. That hurricane did straight up mess New York up.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
it actually crumbled its infrastructure.
No, I know every time I go through the Penn tunnels on the Amtrak, they look like they're about to collapse any second.
Hey, well, they finally got approved for, you know, the new tunnel.
Yeah, I know, but it's not going to be done until like fucking 10 years from now, which is not soon enough.
I know. No reason it take that long is because of all the red effing tape. Like, good God, like, we used to get infrastructure like that done in less than a year. Like,
no, and it's not even that. It's not even just that. It's just the politics of it. Oh, it has to pass this law.
Bureaucrats.
And everyone's fucking bitching about it. Like, this needs to happen or cancel. Like, even Fox News was saying it was important.
It is important.
It's the bureaucratic institutions that is actually delaying the project.
What is
Let's be real here.
Right line and right about that.
I hear what it says.
About bureaucrat and institution are the reason why it being held back.
What are they doing? Hold it back.
Brightline,
they have done a lot of regulations, though, of let's say environmental impacts, stuff like that. But I think that's probably there's a lot of red tape to go through there.
Yeah,
there is. But
I mean, yeah.
Here, Jane, hey, the bridge finally got approved. You know, the one that needed to be done. A week later, finally starting to break ground on that.
Yes. I hope California High-Speed Rail is going to be finished by 2029, though.
That is honestly badly optimistic.
But hey, you guys watch Alan Fisher's new video talking about it? Why are we complaining?
I saw that, but the oil companies control everything, and that isn't fucking run by oil. Like, the government, it gets bribes from the oil companies. Do this, do that.
Actually, they're the biggest influencers in the American government.
Yeah, I know.
Let's not forget that.
That's true.
Like, oil, our economy is based on oil practically. Our dollar is what oil is worth.
And
you have to use the U.S. dollar, and that's why our dollar has its value.
Yeah, true.
But let not forget, once the oil dry up, we're going to have to figure something out, you know?
No, I know. And I don't think oil is going to dry it anytime soon, because as much as they say we're running out of it, we're really not, but we should 100% move to cleaner energy.
Exactly.
You know,
Like, Cuomo shut down Indian Point, which is one of the stupidest things in New York history. They should have just refurbished it, got new reactors, and kept it going. But no, they shut it down. And now anytime there's a blackout, we can't rely on the nuclear power.
The guys at the
and accept it.
The guys at the World Economic Forum have a different way of seeing things let's say, they think of, let's say, climate change as let's say we gotta ban all the oil and stuff like that. They mention solar panels, windmills, but they never mention nuclear energy.
No, I know it. Nuclear is literally the best thing ever. I mean, it isn't exactly renewable, but there's so much of it. It's like oil again, but even better. There's more. I wouldn't say there's more of it, but it lasts so long. Like, one reactor lasts like 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Instead of like an oil power plant, like however long on like a little bit of it. You get one quarter uranium, that shit lasts until it like literally like doesn't exist anymore. Like it loses its mass like day by day for so long.
And that's the thing. Like,
yeah, when it actually runs, when uranium runs out, that will cause a nuclear meltdown.
It doesn't cause a nuclear meltdown. It just turns into unenriched uranium, which can be used for other things, like our main battle tanks for the United States. The bullets use unenriched uranium, and it causes such a big and powerful explosion on impact. So there's other uses for it after it's done being used as uranium.
And they're actually investigating. The United States is researching on nuclear fusion.
Buddy.
Well, yeah, so that's how nuclear bombs work.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but we got to think about it. But here, saying like, Alan Fitz are right, because we complain about the California high-speed rail team, but we don't complain about Interstate 69.
And then all the fucking Texas people are bitching about Texas Central, and then they're building Interstate 69.
Exactly, like they're a bunch of hypocrites, you know?
Yeah, well, it benefits them though.
Like,
well, the only thing that the United States has even known for is building highways. That's why they don't.
Kathy Vogel said that a Acela service from New York to Montreal would be possible by 2026. My dad just sent it to me. That's actually hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Heck, if we want to do Montreal,
that could be viable.
I would actually be so happy. Like, I dislike Vogel so much, but you don't understand how happy I would be.
I would have to agree with him on that. Heck, you know,
it doesn't make any sense at all, but it would just make me happy.
Heck, like,
yeah, true.
Let's bring it up. If they do high-speed rail from New York to Montreal, Jesus Christ, people are going to take that a lot more than airlines.
No, I know, but I just feel like there's such better projects you could do. Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess not New York, but like, there's better things you can just make high speed.
Yeah, like
New York to Montreal.
Bring the Acela to Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, honestly, dude, electrify the whole East Coast. Get here from like New York to Florida in like, honestly, like 10 hours at worst. That would honestly be good. Because what is a trip now? It's like you leave New York. Okay, let's say you're on the Silver Meteor. You leave New York at like 2 PM or something.
Speaking of, the Silver Meteor should be going by my house in a couple of minutes, you know? PO 98.
Yeah, it goes through. It's not even terrible now, but imagine it's like the night owl. You fall asleep in New York, you wake up in Orlando, which is kind of how it works, but it's a little slower.
You know, here's the funny thing. If you go back to the 1940s, you could take a train from Miami to New York in under 11 hours.
You can actually take a train from Key West to Jacksonville. Well, to New York.
That's true, but if you look at the time back then with passenger trains back then were ironically a lot faster. Like, how in the hell? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I absolutely know what you mean.
even our friend Demetria from the American Rail Club even talked about it on his YouTube channel a couple years ago. Like, what the freak are we actually doing?
Do you want me to send you the news segment that he sent me about the Acela thing?
Yeah, you could send it to us. That would be awesome.
Yeah, give me a second. I think I sent it to you.
But we really shot ourselves in the foot because.
Oh, no, I sent it in our little group chat. There we go. Perfect.
All right, let me look at it because we really shot ourselves in the foot because we wanted to, build for roads instead of people,
Yeah.
And when you look at, if you look at all our infrastructure is built around cars and not people. Like, really? Like, geez, and no wonder our generation is getting sick and tired and don't want to go outside so much because out there it's a freaking wasteland parking lot and car-built infrastructure. Am I right?
Yeah.
And no one wants to deal with that. Am I right about that?
Oval is opening to make it 3 bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
But, yeah.
Nice.
But,
By the way, I actually sent you a proposal of a metro system here in my home city.
oh yeah, I
What's
actually seen that a couple of days ago, Brightline.
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. I think that would be great. I'm not gonna lie.
Is there only one train line in the Dominican Republic? I see there's one in 82, I think. Or is that also Dominican Republic?
Actually, there are actually one train line. Yeah, two.
There's one in Santo Domingo, and then there's one in, what is this?
The one in Santo Domingo is the Santo Domingo Metro, and Metro de Santo Domingo. The Santo Domingo Metro.
Yeah.
And the other one is Central Romana Railroad, which, the sugarcane fields that I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Cuba actually has a decently extensive rail network, which is kind of cool. And in Jamaica,
But we don't have a...
pretty decent system.
I was thinking, well, in the Dominican Republic, we don't have an extensive railroad network, but I have seen renderings of it. One is the first line that's going to be constructed, let's say, in 2030 or 2040. I don't know.
Well, honestly, you connect... Well, is the metro, standard gauge, same with the other one?
I don't know about that.
They should make a line from... Holy Jesus, what the hell?
Oh. Zoo.
Are you okay?
Zoo.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Jesus, alright. They should make a line connecting Santo Domingo and Santiago de la... I'm not even going to try pronouncing that.
Santiago de los Caballeros.
Yes. They should... is that the line they're doing connecting those two? Because those look like the two largest metro areas besides the other one.
Yeah, those are the proposed lines. Not their... There were two railroads before in the Dominican Republic. One that was Santiago Puerto Plata, and the other one Sanchez La Vega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were gone by the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they should definitely make a line connecting those two with a stop at, Boneo or something. Because that looks like a pretty...
Yeah.
Boneo, La Vega.
Boneo.
Mm-hmm. I have to agree with that.
They're actually proposing that.
Yeah, there's a highway between.
Villa Altagracia.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, you know what crazy? When you guys were talking about the railroads in Cuba, let's be honest, Cuba does have some American-built locomotives, then they got Russian-built and freaking Chinese-built,
Well, Well, China's now making electric locomotives for Europe.
You gotta be kidding me.
It's called the Bison
You gotta
or
be kidding
something.
me.
I'm not even kidding you, and I think the Dutch and like 2 other countries bought it too.
Oh, God.
You
Dumb.
know those things? Oh, no. I imagine those trains running at 200 miles per hour. And they
No, they're
suck,
like
man.
locomotives, like to pull like freight and passenger stuff.
Listen, everything built in China, let's say, doesn't have a lot of.
I know.
Well, not everything, but
They just bought a bunch of their bi-level cars to replace their old Comet stuff, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. But I want to see it. I want to see if they work well or if they work terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. Because
you talk. I'm sorry. I'm looking so much.
A bright line, you still there?
I'm still here.
All right. So, what were you going to say?
And every, you know, China built stuff. I'm not a fan of let's say, made in China, because they have made some bad quality stuff, and they sell it here in the Dominican Republic for a cheap price.
No, I know that's not.
Mm-hmm. My point is,
It's like everywhere ever, and that's cheaper products. I sent the locomotive, but
the problem is that, did what I'll bring up. And I don't agree with it. They freaking have a China-built factory in Chicago. Or not Chicago, but Detroit. It's Chicago.
Like Redpac calls it Chicago.
Yeah, but China got a factory in Chicago, Illinois. And I said, what the hell, Like, they got freaking factories on U.S. soil. Am I right? And,
Yeah.
And that not okay.
Well, no, but I feel like it would be the same because there's actually labor laws in the United States, and you can't just, put kids to work in a factory for like 18 hours a day.
True.
Well, I think the United States government would actually be concerned about that.
Yeah, that's like the one thing they'd actually surprisingly be concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Chinese military is not sitting there watching us leading the world. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that we need to take action before too late, Jane is we are literally letting China walk all over us. Like, what are our grandkids going to say when we said we just stand there and let them get away with this stuff?
Yeah.
Am I right?
I remember in Biden's 2020 campaign, he said China's not going to eat our lunch. Yes, they are eating our lunch.
Are eating our dinner too.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, China right now dealing with a problem right now because of the COVID.
Oh no, and a lot of their factory workers are revolting too.
That too. Heck, I'll be honest. I would not see. People in China are getting fed up with their government. I would not be surprised if a civil war in China break out in the next decade or so.
Possible.
Yes. And their population is declining. So,
heck, India is literally about to surpass them next year.
Did you guys see the locomotive I sent to the group chat?
Oh yeah, I seen that. It looked like a copy of sorry.
It literally looks like a Vectron.
Yeah, China is a copying our people locomotives. Like seriously, like.
Do you know the Siemens Velar? You know the Chinese Siemens Velar that they have over there in China? They copied it from Germany.
They actually ordered it from Germany, but they didn't just straight up copy that. Yeah, no, they ordered it from Germany. It was actually part of the Valero family.
But
that is something that is something they would 100% do, though.
Mm-hmm. And let's be honest, like now that that China populating and declining, and with India about to, surpass him in a couple of months, like India actually going to. India
isn't doing so hot either, but they're doing a lot better than China's right now.
Heck, I would have India with a higher population than China. Like, not trying to hate on.
Population, it's literally just the Chinese government. The Indian government also is not great.
True.
I mean, what about the situation at Xinjiang? The Chinese government actually having a crackdown over there in that region. So,
I've not heard about that.
There's a lot of human, let's say,
human violations. Like crime against humanity.
rights violations. Yeah.
Against the Uyghur. I meant the Uyghur nation.
Uyghurs.
Yeah, a Muslim minority. Jane is that China and Russia are both doing the same move that the Nazis did back in the 1930s,
Yeah.
The only thing is that the whole world is not taking it this time, And what not for...
What's worse? That's just. And what's worse is that the United Nations is actually working with China. So don't forget that.
Yeah, let's be honest. If the United States would not work with China, they said, yeah, let's go to war with Russia. Let's be honest. The only reason that we're not going to war with Russia is because the United Nations are working with China. Am I right?
Well, even China told Russia to stop invading Ukraine.
I know, and that's the funny thing. And China said if Russia you nuked, they're backing up saying nope. And literally every country except for Iran is back in Russia right now.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. China realized that they're starting to fall apart. Let's be honest. Even though the U.S. is falling apart, I do see China falling apart a lot faster than us.
Yes, exactly.
Heck, and now that they're trying to emulate the American, suburbia, literally China outlet is trying to emulate it. Ain't that funny? Just imagine in the next couple of years and we'll be here in China in debt because of suburban development. Am I right?
Suburban development. I mean, there's suburban development that might be worse.
I know, but heck, I would not be surprised in China because, let's be honest, something worse there. Am I right?
Yeah, they have a lot of cars, more than us.
I know.
As I should say.
Even though they have a lot of passenger rail and commuter rail, I think something is going to change in China that will really be a cluster F.
They built too much high-speed rail, and now they're paying for it because now, the people who built the system, they have to keep building the system. People won't have jobs, and now that they built so much of the system that literally. Well, there wasn't a point to building most of the system because obviously it won't make its money back. They just started making lines to nowhere, and now they all of a sudden have to pay for it, and now they're going to debt.
And Jane, it's the high-speed rail is good when you know what you're doing.
But yeah, Spain overbuilt theirs a little bit, but it's not terrible because all of theirs go to major cities.
And China, most of their major cities are on the east, on the east side of the country.
That's the only area with high-speed lines. There's only one high-speed line outside of China's east coast.
Yeah, and then...
The reason why they built a high-speed rail system is because there is too many air zones that the China military uses. Only one flight path.
Mm-hmm. That, too, you got to factor that involved. When your country is mostly run by a dictator... let's be honest. Kim Jong-un is a dictator. Am I right?
Be right back, guys. Made a quick snack.
But
Yeah, true.
same with Russia. Like
right now.
China leader is a dictator, and Russia leader is a dictator. You know?
Yeah, they're both dictators. By the way, what I was saying. Oh yeah, what do you think about the commuter rail system in Bonao, let's say in the province of Monsignor Noel?
I think.
When I talked to this group,
Say that again.
When I talked about a commuter rail between, let's say, in Monsignor Noel, in the province where I live in. Some of the people in the transit group of the Dominican Republic were like, your populations is way too. The province populations is way small for a commuter rail.
It's not too small because look at Düsseldorf, Germany. Düsseldorf, Germany, and there are towns in Europe that have a population of less than 100,000 that have commuter rail, though they don't have a leg to stand on, you know?
And true, they said that there are bigger population centers in the Dominican Republic, which is true, but I don't think my province is actually that small for a commuter rail.
It's not. Like, let's be honest, my city, Trenton, South Carolina, like where I live, we don't have a commuter rail, but we need one. Like, let's be honest, like what we could be doing, like the Arrow, like in California, like, you know, the Arrow service that started about a month ago in California, that new commuter rail line, we could be doing something like that here in Charleston. And
the smart commuter rail, or Arrow.
Yeah, and exactly, because one, downtown Trenton to Somerville, only 27 miles. That would have been perfectly good for a commuter rail system, you know?
Speaking of the metro, back into the metro system, they're actually expanding the stations to accommodate 4 cars of the metro in Santo Domingo.
Mm-hmm.
And they're building a new station right now, so which is great.
What rolling stock do they use?
Also, I want to bring the...
Alston Metropolis.
That's cool.
Also, guys, I want to bring it up. You remember Roadrunner in Arizona? Like, Arizona is the only state that I know that got it act together and got it head out of it out and say, yeah, we need commuter rail. And they built it. Did think about that.
Okay. Here is the metro, the rolling stock here. I'm going to send it to you.
All right. But, guys,
Canterbury.
Am I right? Ugh.
Yeah.
Because I'll be honest.
Y'all need like Stadler flirts or something. Those things are really ugly.
They're not your taste, but as a metro system,
They may be ugly, but they get the job done. Am I right?
What matters?
Yeah. What matters is getting to point A to point B, no matter how the train looks.
Bingo! But
You got Westfile catenary? Is that why the pantographs are so small?
Yeah.
Okay.
But guys, I'm gonna bring it up with something that I was thinking about. Like, I'll be on it. If we want to improve our rail system and partner rail, we need to start working on inner city rail for our big city and small cities. Then when we start working on that, we can move over to, long distance trains and improving them. Am I right?
Well, honestly, long distance trains really don't work from a money making standpoint.
What?
Because people would rather just fly.
Here, Jane. commuter rail and patent rail don't need to make a profit. It need to be for the people.
Well, that's only if it's run by the government. If it's run by a private company, you bet your ass it's trying to make money.
Speaking of that, PO98 is patenting me right now.
Let me speak about this. The commuter rail serves as a, let's say, as a mid-range market point between, let's say, local rail and intercity rail, and then, well, let's say national rail, long-distance trains. And I believe that's actually a 757 market. We have trains that don't go too far, and we have trains that go too far.
Mm-hmm. Like what? Yeah. Like, let's be honest. Like, we rely way too much on airplanes, you know?
Well, airplanes aren't necessarily a bad thing, but, like, I would much rather take a plane from New York to LA, but, like, New York to Chicago, I would 100% take a train.
Agree.
Not unless it's Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, Spirit Airline, the meme for that. Spirit
can with wings.
Do y'all remember when the music video where Spirit Airline broke that guy guitar?
That was United.
United, I meant, my bad. But let's be honest, United and Spirit are two of the worst, and it's about to get even worse because both of them are combined in. They're both merging into one airline.
Spirit and JetBlue are merging.
Or check with JetBlue, I meant.
Yeah, not United. I fly United.
I got JetBlue. I thought they were merging with JetBlue.
They are.
Oh yeah, that.
United.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, God.
No. I fly JetBlue all the time when I come to the PR.
What happened? I think they're turning into Spirit. I don't think Spirit's turning to JetBlue.
Oh, God. Prepare to have more shit.
Oh,
welcome to shitty airlines.
I will tell JetBlue not to merge with Spirit. Please. They're the best airline.
Mm-hmm. But guys, I'm gonna bring it up. Let's be honest. Short haul airlines, they suck. Am I right?
I prefer flights than larger planes.
Like hell. Like give the short haul flight to commuter and high speed rail, and then do the long haul flights. Am I right?
There are places where it's too short to fly and
but,
too long to drive.
And let's be honest, there are a lot of cities here in the U.S. that fit that description. You know, like I can name a couple here in Charlton, like Charlton to Columbia, Charlton to Charlotte, Charlton to Savannah. Like literally, like Jesus Christ. It literally a 3-hour, exactly about a 2-hour drive from Charlton to Savannah. And seeing it, even though it's a 40-minute flight from Charlton to Savannah, you gotta wait 2 hours to get on the airplane. You know?
If you don't know what you're doing, if you know you're doing at the airport, you get there pretty damn quickly.
But you gotta count security and the rush.
Well, no, but security is quick. Like it's like traffic. If everyone knows how to like drive very well, you won't have a lot of traffic because there'll be no accidents, no slowdowns. But if you have a lot of bad drivers, you're gonna have accidents. You're gonna get traffic. Same with the airport security line. If you have people that don't know what the hell they're doing, it's gonna take longer. But if everyone knows you can't have water, you can't have any liquids, you need to take all metal off. You put it in the bag. It's gonna flow really smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't a perfect. We're not made of perfection, so
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there might be a lot of mishaps. A lot of mishaps could happen.
So
and also,
takes a while.
Also, you do got to count delays. The letter too.
Anything can have delays. Trains, planes, cars. You got traffic. Trains not working because freight trains.
But
weather.
But airlines are more vulnerable to it. Let not forget
No, I
that.
know, like especially weather. You'd be very cautious with weather in airplanes because they have to like have nice conditions to take off and land. Mostly.
Oh, speaking.
And we have a pilot shortage.
Oh
Don't
yeah, the
forget that
pilot
one.
shortage is huge, which is like a lot of short haul flights are being flown with huge planes because they don't have a lot of pilots.
Oh, speaking of that have you guy heard about them talking about flying cars?
I saw that. What's his name? Adam something.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Flying cars, they're old invention. They suck. And
Well, they're an old invention. They just never really came to fruition. They probably shouldn't because people are already bad at driving normal cars. Imagine flying cars.
yeah, just imagine
I can imagine a lot of mini 911s.
Yeah.
Dude, you stole my line. That was right line. You remember when I talked to you about that? Just imagine flying car crashing into building on purpose with fertilizer in it. We'll be having mini 911s almost every day. Just imagine that. That would be bad.
Yeah, true.
And
So we should have 24/7 trains.
and did
Flying trains?
Galaxy Railways away! I had to do that. Galaxy Railway is a anime.
All you need to build a flying train is have some rails. Let's say a high-speed train. That's a flying train.
Well, literally just have maglev is technically a flying train.
True. But yeah, but
They
let me
actually fly by.
Well, it's levitating, so I mean, technically it is flying.
let me bring it up.
Yeah.
The flying car is a terrible idea. Also, to imagine having a drunk driver crash into a building almost on a daily basis, like, am I right? Like,
Speaking about the future, quote unquote future, you remember automation though? Let's
yes,
say, you know, Tesla is not a self-driving vehicle.
no, it not.
No, it's technically not.
And let's be honest, self-driving cars are not going to solve the problem either. Alan Fisher even brought up in one of his videos why autonomous cars are not going to save our behinds. Like, you know? And that's the thing. And he right about that because electric cars are not going to save our behind. Doesn't matter what it say, there is proof that cars are not going to save our behind. Actually, cars are the reason why we're in this situation because I looked at the port and stuff. Like, let's be honest, global warming did not really start it until we started building for the car. Like,
Global warming started the Industrial Revolution, which cars came a bit after that. But
I know, but it did not start to kick into high gear until the car started up. Like, literally. I look at emission
they're
rates
bad,
and stuff.
They aren't nearly as bad as oil and coal power plants and factories, like huge factories.
But the infrastructure, I'm talking about infrastructure for cars. Like, good God, the infrastructure
No,
for
that's
cars
already
is terrible.
physically started destroying the environment, but global warming itself started when we started doing factories.
That's true, but same is that it is true. We started really screwing up the environment when we started building for the car, like big open wasteland parking lots. Like, seriously, when you think of a parking lot, you should be thinking of it at a wasteland, and it should not be there. Am I right?
Well, also highways. Like, my opinion, highways should not be more than 3 lanes wide on one side. You have your left lane for faster drivers trying to get to the destination. You have the middle lane for slower drivers and trucks, and you have the right line for passing those slower drivers and trucks or getting off at the exit. There's no reason to have 4 and 5 lane highways in each direction.
Yeah, like, good God, look
True,
what Texas
true.
doing, you know?
What?
Look what Texas is doing, like, good God.
Oh yeah, I know. I literally drove on that highway earlier this year. It was literally like 6 lanes on each side for the main highway, and then there's literally a second highway next to it with 4 lanes on each side.
I know, and it's going to get even bigger because they're now going to make it even lighter, of what I heard.
Well, yeah, because Texas Central probably won't be getting built. I'm keeping it real. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
Brightline
Yeah,
could.
but I think Brightline should actually buy that.
Amtrak. Well, yeah, but
Texas.
they already have their Las Vegas to LA thing going on. So that probably wouldn't be the best idea.
Yes, Brightline should actually buy Texas Central as soon as it goes, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I honestly think it would probably be better if Amtrak took it over because they just got $65 billion.
Oof.
Oh, buddy smells bad.
Don't need to tell you that. I already know. But I'll be honest. On it, like, we do need to start invest in rail, you know? We don't need to keep on building for the car. Like, seriously, a lot of people's houses are going to get destroyed by the widening of the interstate in Texas.
Yeah, but people are also bitching about Texas Central doing that, which is honestly a fair point.
Saying it, Texas Central is not going to be destroying that many people's houses. I done look at the route. They're not going to be that.
They tried avoiding neighborhoods as most as possible, which is fair.
And saying it, the only people who are getting mad are the people who have big open land in the middle of nowhere. You know, they're getting ticked off.
Most of it's farms and shit.
Like, dude, like,
Let's say Alan Fisher mentioned Brightline on one of his videos, and he says that Brightline is concentrated on selling real estate. Which,
well, yeah, no, that's how they make money, which is actually a really smart idea. I don't know why Alan Fisher doesn't like Brightline.
I don't know. I mean, that is a smart idea. I'm not gonna lie.
I know,
because like the trains themselves, you'd like Amtrak. The tickets are so expensive because they have to pay the staff for every ticket sold.
But
so that way, if you're selling real estate with that profit money, you can pay your conductors and engineers, and you could kind of make money off the train. The train can make its operating fees back.
Exactly.
You know, McDonald's usually is not a restaurant; it's a real estate company too.
He right about that. We watched a lot of video talking about that from Matt Pat. The one that have film theory, food theory, and
yeah, I know. Did he do something about Brightline?
No, he talked about McDonald's one time.
Oh yeah.
He actually mentioned McDonald's as a real estate company, and McDonald's actually grills the burger, but McDonald's owns the land where that burger is grilled on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. But I'll be honest, like, it's something I'll be honest about, is that outfit, or, like, Guy is right about a lot of stuff, but I see why he had beef with Brightline, because I kind of see he kind of jealous about that. But I think Brightline, let's be honest, Brightline is in the right direction, you know?
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, government done made it clear that they don't care about rail anymore. Am I right?
Yeah.
And that is...
Wait, Brightline?
Yeah.
Why would they not...
Brightline is going in the right direction is what I'm saying.
Oh, all right.
And I'm trying to say the government made itself clear on how it care about rail. It really doesn't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The only time it care is when that rail probably can cause everything to come to a grinding halt, you know? To the economy. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. we can't put everything on trucks, let's be honest. Even autonomous trucks are not going to work. I don't agree with those. Those are just stupid.
That's actually even stupider than, that's really stupid. No, but, trains can't bring stuff everywhere, which I understand. That's why we need trucks, but most long-haul truck stuff should at least have a major segment of it transported by rail.
I know, and that's the thing. We don't realize that if you say, put everything on autonomous trucks. Nope. But yeah, all right. I think Brightline left, but I'll be honest.
I'm gonna have to go soon. I have to get up at 6 in the morning tomorrow for school.
Heck, but yeah, he probably went to bed. But I'll be honest. Autonomous trucks are a terrible idea. We need to stop pushing for this stupid stuff and look what really worked for us back in the day,
I want to see how autonomous long-haul trains would work. That'd be interesting.
Oh, God. That I don't agree with either. To imagine...
Well, no, because it's important to have crews and stuff, because an autonomous engineer wouldn't there's a truck on the crossing and a mile away I can see it. Let me stop. But I would just like to see how it would work.
I know.
It'd be interesting. A route with no grade crossings or something.
That could work, but you got to think about switching out customers too, because
yeah. Well, no, obviously that would be done by a person because we're nowhere close for AI to be advanced enough to do that. And at that point, we wouldn't have those type of industrial things. We would be much more advanced.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's why I guess they just stick with subways and stuff for autonomous transit.
But I'll be on it that our country going down the wrong path. Am I right?
Yeah.
Literally, we keep on building for the road. We keep on building suburban development. We keep on building single-family use home. We're going down to shitter.
Yeah.
And here's something funny. Most people don't realize this. Our freight system is not the greatest freight system in the world anymore. We lost that in the 70s,
No. Well, we have the widest system,
but
it's just how our railways run it is the bad thing. Because, our products are good. Obviously, the rest of the world wants our freight, locomotives and cars and stuff. But the railroads themselves are just not run good.
I know, and Jane is that, heck, I'm not trying to be a communist, but freaking Russia kicked our behind when it came to freight volume for trains.
Well, that was also back in the 70s. Nowadays, they're doing the same as us. We only transport 40% of our cargo by train, but I feel like people doing those statistics don't factor in trucks on trains.
I know.
I feel like it's more than 40. There's no way it's just 40.
Now, what I've been hearing...
I driving to New Jersey before and then I saw I was going there and I saw 4 freight trains each way at on 2 different lines, and they were mile-long freight trains, CSX and NS.
But I'll be on it. The rail system that got one of the greatest freight system in the world now, and not the U.S., but it into Swiss. It's the railroad into Swiss. They got the greatest freight railroad in the world now.
Yeah, either them, Germany has a very good, that whole region right there. France isn't great. Well, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, they have a very good freight train network.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Denmark and stuff, the Nordic countries. They also have a very good, Finland has a very good one.
And sad thing is that our freight system has fallen apart, and we're now. Do you know where we rank at with the freight system?
No, I don't.
We rank we're number 15.
Yeah.
We went down from number 1.
I'd say ever since the early 2000s, we've stopped caring as much. Ever since Conrail ended and all the other freight railroads got absorbed in the big 4.
In the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah, that's when it went downhill.
And thing is, we should have said, One we should have said no to a Union Pacific buying Southern Pacific. We should have said no to that, you know?
Well, yeah, Southern Pacific was already a gigantic railway, and now you have Union Pacific, like that and Union Pacific together.
And thing is, I'm surprised that the SCB allowed it, you know, because we want the Tennessee Pass with what a stupid mistake, you know?
Alright, I gotta go.
Alright, well, talk to you later, man.
Yeah.
But later. Alright. God, but what? Let's try to call Ben, or not Ben, but our guy real quick. Check if he probably went to bed. And so my Jordan feel a little upset. And that mean Brett Line fan went to bed already. Alright. And everybody starting to go to bed. But I'll bring it up real quick. I will say this. The SCB should have never let that buyout that Union Pacific did. The only reason that happened was because, let's be honest, Southern Pacific was struggling. And they did made a couple of fuck-ups. But the problem is that we need to start fixing the mess up. And it's kind of sad. And there's one area that the SCB did wrong too, and that was, and did it something I think that was corruption was the railroad going to Eureka, California, which been abandoned since the 1990s. The thing is that I believe that was caused by corruption, which I don't fucking agree with. I think the trucking company and some drug groups, like criminal organization, probably paid the SCB to say, nah, you can't reopen it, because they was going to rebuild the line after a massive flood. But it was stopped. And the thing is that the person who run the SCB at the time, I think there need to be an investigation. No doubt about it. That's my point, because of all the corruption. But yeah, but let's get to this boy right here before we end the live stream. Because we've been going on for almost 3 damn hours. I'm not gonna lie, it did look cool. I love New Jersey Transit Heritage units. They're really cool looking, I'm not gonna lie. But it came out back in 2020, so good. Got a little bit of the SNS right here, which I think is cool. Sadly that the wrap on it is not around. I would have loved to caught that. But yeah, it did crazy when you did think about it. I love the fall colors in this one. Look at that. That beautiful. Like that up there in Pennsylvania. I would not mind going up to that. But look at all this. That is cool. Whew. Like, it's something that I want to do one of these days, but yeah. But it's a crazy time, I'll be honest. I think it's cool. I would not mind having one of them in scale. But yeah. But it is a crazy time right now. But also, it's kind of cool knowing that the freaking East Broad Top is coming back in. That amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Which I'm looking forward to that. So I'm at the Reddit in Northern Brewers, or not the Brewers, but the or technically, it not Brewers, my bad, but yeah, it's beautiful. So here it comes up, 611 right there. I think 611 is cool, but yeah. Y'all don't know, I always seen 611 when they would completely rebuild in the locomotive back when it would go into a rebuild stage. That was made back in 2014. So yeah. Look at that. Still cool looking at all this. It's something I love looking at. But yeah. It amazes what goes around. And by the way, the right photo right here, it's the graphing and Upton, which is an amazing little short line. We came back from the asses. If y'all know what I mean. Still some amazing photos. It's sad that the Lack Mechanic is not around anymore. They had the cool locomotive. Kind of a downer that they don't have their stuff anymore. Heritage units, or technically veteran units. And their cool stuff right here. But yeah. Wow. It's crazy on how far everything have changed. Now I find it cool photo right here for my I'm having a freaking Alco and a freaking, or technically MLW, still Alco, and a freaking Jibo at the 70 ACE operating. I think that's still cool. But yeah. But it's pretty cool. Back right here. But yeah. It's been a crazy night. Ironically, the live stream about to go for an hour and 30 minutes. We end up going for almost 3 hours. But I'll be honest, it's a crazy when you did think about what they going on. No doubt about it, craziness. Crazy stuff to think about. And it's crazy with everything that been going on. Now, I hope you enjoy my guests that I always have on. I hope you guys enjoy Brightline Fan with a friend of mine and everything we do. Because dude is badass. And I am looking forward to Shitstorm that is about to begin in about a couple of weeks. Ooh, that is going to be crazy. Not with the railroad strike, but with Brightline. That I'm looking forward to. But yeah, crazy time. Great time to be alive. A lot of the crazy stuff, but yeah. Like, it's it in a way. And it's amazing. Now, I got to get ready for bed because even though I don't have to work until 12:30 tomorrow, and Val got work at 6, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video or check with the live stream. I hope if you like and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, guys. And Val. Pally Poo! You want to wave?
Ow!
A little bit of clumsy.
Butterfingers.
Butterfinger, but I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Free like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Snuggle.
Have a night, everyone.